What's up everyone, Dima here and welcome to my first YouTube video. So you've been recording videos and you're just not getting the look that you want, right? Well, I'm here to help you solve that issue. I'm going to be sharing with you my secrets of how I get my videos to look like this and like this. Now there are many different ways to improve the quality of your videos, but the two biggest factors are lighting and the camera that you use. I know people say, oh, don't get a good camera, you can do stuff with the iPhone. Sure, you can do stuff with your iPhone, I've done plenty of stuff with my iPhone here, and you can get pretty nice videos, but if you're really trying to up your quality, then you have to go for a nice camera and some decent lighting. So step one is lighting. Make sure you have enough lighting in your videos, people. No one wants to see a silhouette backlit by the sun. You are the focus of the video. You want the light to be on you. Now onto why you all came to this video. What camera do I think is the best for doing dance videos and what I use for my camera as well. I'm going to be going over some technical terms that you might not understand. Feel free to do some research on these terms. I'm gonna try and keep it very simple for you. This is not a how-to tutorial on cameras. If you have questions, leave me a comment and I'll be sure to answer. Now what I film with is a Nikon D750. It's a little bit of an older camera, but it does get the job done. Originally, I got this because I did photography, and I still do photography, and it's a very good photo camera. Is it the best for videos? It's all right, it's not bad. But the real power horse of the videos that I use, it's not necessarily the camera, but it's the lens. And for the lens, we got this bad boy right here. Now this is an 85mm f1.4 lens. Really what that means, it has a long zoom on it and it gets your backgrounds nice and blurry and gives you that nice cinematic look. The camera body just by itself, no lens attached to it, it costs $1,700. Now that's a steep price tag, I know, but the used one only costs like $800. And if you go on like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, you can find it even cheaper. You don't even necessarily have to get this camera specific because like I said, it's really about the lens. Now the lens, it's also a little bit expensive, so hold your wallets here. It took me a lot of determination and convincing to get myself this. But the 85mm 1.4 costs around $1,600 new. But same thing for the lens, I would not recommend you buy it new. Because if you get a used lens off any reputable website, you can get it close to $1,200 or even lower than that. Now, having said that, you don't need to spend all this money to get this crazy gear. You can get pretty similar results to my videos going a little bit cheaper. For instance, you can get an 85mm lens. Instead of the 1.4, you can get a 1.8. All that means is your background's gonna be a little bit less blurry, a little bit more in focus, but not by much. And just that 0.4 of a difference is going to bring you to $400 used to get you about 90% of the way there. And you can use that 85mm lens on a cheaper camera, especially because my camera's made more for photos, not for videos. You can get a much nicer video camera for a lot cheaper and just smack that lens on there and you're gonna be golden. Most of this stuff is pretty subjective, but for my type of videos, I absolutely love the 85mm. It gives you such cinematic vibes. It gives you like that nice separation from the background, just this moody feel to it, which I think a lot of you are trying to go for. My recommendation for a lens is an 85mm. You could go even cheaper though and get a 50mm. Gets you maybe 80 of the way there. It's a little bit less zoomed in. It's not as cinematic looking, but it still does the job really well. And a 50mm lens you can get for around $170, which is practically nothing. So that covers the lenses, and we're gonna show you these outside in just a moment. But for the camera itself, I would honestly not recommend the camera that I use. It only films in 1080p, which for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, it does the job nicely. The problem with my camera is the autofocus. It doesn't do a great job tracking you. So if you move out of frame or if you move closer to the camera or backwards from the camera, it doesn't keep you in focus that well. It does the trick, but it's very annoying and it's very time consuming. So that's why I wouldn't recommend this one. You can get much cheaper cameras that film even 4K video and have great face tracking on it and body tracking that would work much better for you to film dance videos. So I would definitely recommend a cheaper camera than what I have, but with better video qualities. Now, having said all that, let's head outside and I'm gonna show you how these puppies work. So here we are. I'm using that Nikon D750 with that 85mm lens. The background's nice and blurry here, and the foreground's nice and blurry. It gives you that cool depth and cinematic look in your videos. Now, the issues with this lens. First, you have to position the camera very far away from you. For comparison, this is what a 50mm lens looks like. So the tricks for using this, you want to position yourself away from the background so you have as much blurriness as you can. If the wall's right up against you right here, you're not gonna get the effect of the lens. Why even bother with it at that point? I have a piece of wood right here in the ground. Why is it there? Because I had to put it there so I can manually focus my camera onto the piece of wood. Then I run over here really quick, stand where the wood is, and then I'll do my dance, you know? So for the people recording indoors, I would definitely not recommend this lens because to get a full body shot, you have to put the camera so far away from yourself, it's ridiculous. But if you're outside and you have plenty of room, you just can't beat the look. Probably not the best time to show you lighting tips because it's already shadow everywhere, but we'll give you a little bit of the basics. You want the light to be in front of you, maybe at a slight angle up here. That way you're gonna be perfectly lit up, the background's gonna be lit up, you have all this nice sunshine and details coming out in your videos. So even though we're in shadow right now, you still want to be in a nice open spot where a lot of light can fill in. Now this is what you don't want to do. I'm standing right up close to the tree line, the sun's behind me, shadows all around me, I'm not in the big open space like I was over there. All the sunshine is coming from behind me, whatever sunshine you can see through the trees. But even here, it's just like all muddy, dark, there's no separation from the background. Yeah, sure, it's a little bit blurry, you still get a good look with this lens and camera. So even in the worst possible lighting situations, you can still get a mediocre video. But to get that nice look, this is exactly what you want to avoid. And as you can see, I have my trusty block here with me so I can set my focus. And again, just to give you a comparison, this is what a 50mm lens looks like. So here we actually moved the 50mm a little bit closer. You can still get a nice cinematic look. The background isn't as blurry. It's not as big as that 85mm lens. So this is a good comparison of why I just love that lens so much. But a 50mm lens, for the price you pay for it, you can get amazing results. So just because you get the most expensive camera, the most expensive lens, doesn't mean you're gonna have amazing, beautiful looking videos. You still have to be conscious of your lighting. And now having said that, back to the studio. All right, maybe wearing pants outside wasn't the greatest idea. Sweating bullets. Also, a big tip for filming dance videos outside in the summer, wear shorts. Also, another drawback from having this setup, look how big and bulky this looks. I carry this in my backpack with all my other electronics, my speaker, tripod, everything. Like, that's a heavy backpack. So if you're doing outdoor hiking and activities, it's gonna start putting a strain on your back. This works very well for what my needs are. If your needs are pretty simple, you're not doing any crazy moving around, this could work for you. You can get a much cheaper camera body with better autofocus capabilities that doesn't really do photos on it. You can just get a straight, dedicated camera for recording video, and it's gonna be much cheaper. I know we went over a ton of stuff today with a lot of technical words, camera settings, prices, numbers, all of that mumbo jumbo. If you were confused a little bit, if you have any questions, please leave me some comments down below. I'm gonna answer all of them for you and help you get to the point where you can film videos like I do. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you wanna see for my next video. And if you like this content and you wanna see more, click that subscribe button, like the video, so you'll know whenever I release something new. Peace!